one of the things that I'm very interested in, that it's kind of how we got this conversation started, was how you are involved in crypto all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And that is one thing I wanted to pick your brain on for a little bit, because I feel like that's the topic a lot of people probably want to ask you about. And it's so it is a hot one. And I know a lot of people know about it, but not many people have taken, at least in the music scene, not many people have taken action on it, which you have. And I love that. Tell me about how that happened.
We have been all about the whole thing with our band and the foundation and growing up in Alaska has always been community. And we've been trying, because we're tight with our fans. We talk to them a lot. We've been looking for a way to do some kind of fan club or something like that, but to get make a deeper connection, I guess, and just build a community with some of our hardcore fans. And we thought about the crypto thing. And what I like about it, I was skeptical at first, as a lot of people are. But once again, with those systems, I was like, why is it like this? I started getting, when we were coming up with this idea, I'm like, man, I don't know a lot about crypto. I don't want to do interviews. I just don't know. And I thought about it, I'm like, I have no fucking idea how regular currency works. I'm like, wait, so we just all agreed on one random metal in the ground, rare metal, and then made paper to base credits on that. And I'm like, and it doesn't even fucking that shit doesn't even matter anymore. And I'm just like, what the fuck? And I started thinking about that. I'm like, oh, I don't know anything about that anyway. This sounds like way more fun. It sounds like baseball cards or Pokemon. It's like, would I rather pay for something with, just money, or a fucking baseball card or a Pokemon card or something? You get these, you collect random things and you're like, ooh, some of them will go up in value. Some of them won't. Some of it you can't control, the stock market and stuff. And I'm like, crypto, I'm like, you can. If it's investing, it's us investing in our fans and our fans investing in us. We're sharing in the risk, we're sharing in the reward. And if band does good, they do good. And I just think it's a cool thing. And we really wanted to do it right. And we wanted to really make sure that it didn't look weird. But I just think it's fun and cool and an interesting idea. So we're always just trying shit out. Every time we're putting out an album or something, we're just testing waters. That's all we do. Yeah. We're water testers. And so we're trying this. And I really like how it decentralizes currency. It puts power into people's hands, and we get to share something together. And I think that is fucking cool. And yeah, it's just about building a community, micro economies. I think that's just rad. And putting your money where your mouth is these days is important. And during this pandemic, I've taken a look at where I buy shit, and there's always some necessary evils that you got to do. But I've been focusing a lot more on, I'm like, you know what? If I like what this company is doing, if there's all right, I like these two sandwiches. One's further away, but I'm liking all the signs they have in their window, not totally digging this. Who do people like? Who do those people send their money to? Where, what political platforms are backing it? I started doing a little research. I'm just like, fuck, and I'm thinking more about it. And sadly, a lot of the things that we agree on will be money, and that money is power. And that's something that we can take back, or something that we can use. At the beginning of the pandemic, everybody just stopped driving. Everybody's I was like, oil runs the world. But look what happens when everybody stops using it. Shit tanks, dude. Your money matters. Your thoughts matter. And where you put it matters. And that was incredible. And I was like, no fucking way, dude. The world just did that. We don't need a pandemic to do that. We can just do that shit. We can control things. So I'm like, I try to put money into things I believe in, and to people I believe in. And I'll drive a little further or something for something that directly stimulates my community. And so we're just but in this day, it's like a commune, but there's we can have a million little communes online right now. There's Portugal the Man world. There's fucking Coldplay world. There's whatever. It's it's fucking Biggie world. And everybody has that tight knit. It's like, dude, we can have a bunch of different communities. And let's do that. Let's trade with others. It's just interesting and fun. But yeah, it's all about community. It's all about empowering people and doing things together. And I just think it's super interesting. So I'm into it, man. I think it's fun. I haven't bought any other crypto or anything, and just like, but I also don't.
I can walk you through it a little bit if you wanted to.
I would like to know kind of, but I also like some of my friends stuff are all on Robinhood, like in the trading. I'm just like, I've never cared about money. I have had a lot of it and I have had none of it. And I just like, I don't have an emotional response with it. And but I definitely don't want to I don't want to spend my day trying to make money. That's my thing. Is I want to try to just spend my day. Now there are times, and when I realize what good you can do with money and stuff like that, or what bad, whether I'm, donating a bunch or buying a fucking heap of drugs and just having a good weekend. It depends. I like this house that I'm putting like all of my time and money in for the rest of my life, probably, but it's going to be great. And this is where my dog lives, my gal and her kids. And I got a river out there, and I'm going to take care of this piece of land, and I'm going to work with it. And so there are a lot of good things. So yeah, we'll fucking do a sellout thing, but we usually do something pretty good after it. And it's a combo. It's a combo, and it's all about balance. It's like, dude, good and evil, man. There's I don't want to be either. I want to be both. And yeah, I just think this is just really opens up a whole new world on how to do things, how to make things. And it's got to be, back. There's a lot of weird things about it, but you can make it. We can make this world, whatever world we go out into. We don't have to go into the old world. We don't have to be when things go back to normal, we get to make that new normal. There is no normal. It's whatever we fucking say it is. So let's go out and at least make it cool and fun and interesting. And I'm excited about it. It's
damn. I love that shit, man. I know you have till 3. Would it be possible to go to 3:10?
Oh yeah, I can go a little longer. It's there's a guy in town. He's our doctor. He's our band doctor, kind of.
Ooh, nice.
He's rad, and he kind of, I know it sounds like a rock doc that just gets us scripts or something, and he's not that kind. He's trying to make us live longer to make more music, and so
that's the way to be.
Yeah, and it's really handy because a lot of times when you travel around, and he just loves our band. He doesn't charge anything for it. We just but I entertain him, and him and whoever he wants can I'm yeah, you gotta whatever you want to with us and come. And he's a sweet dude. Yeah, it's nice because a lot of times when we're just traveling day to day, if somebody gets sick or even has a cold or something, it's we oftentimes can't even get. It's so hard to how many dentist appointments we have to cancel, how many doctor's appointments we can't do because all the work in a different city every day. We're oh, do you have any availability? It's no, not till 4 days from now. It's cool, I'll be 1,000 miles away. And having a guy that we can text and just be hey man, what can I do about this problem? And have him answer is really nice. So, and he'll probably call me first. And so I can just go to whenever,
Cool.
Good.
I appreciate it. I respect people's time. So you let me know. I don't want to be disrespectful when it comes to that, but I do appreciate your flexibility. One thing I find, which by the way, smart on you for having a doctor friend. I feel like that's the one friend. If all of us can make one friend in our lifetime, befriend a doctor. Yeah. Seriously, it helps quite a bit. Yeah. But I'm wondering, when it comes to PTM coin, that's the name of your coin. What's fascinating about crypto, which you absolutely nailed it, it's the whole concept of decentralized finance, right? And financing is a fucking complex thing. If any of you guys out there are interested in learning about finance, research how the banking system works, because then that'll flip your head upside down when you understand how the whole credit system works, how all the money that's in circulation doesn't exist. Yeah. It's fucking insane. But the point being is crypto, the beauty of it all, without getting too detailed on the technology, it does free us from that middleman, so to speak. And there's a lot of hate, a lot of love for it. What I'm wondering about is for PTM coin, I think you guys are with Rally, if I'm not mistaken.
With Rally,
right?
yeah.
Can you, I know that there's other creators on that platform with their own specific coins. Do you guys interchange with each other, or is your own little ecosystem just for, Portugal the Man fans, and they can only use a coin with you? If that makes sense.
For now, however, that's one of the things I really liked about that too, is it's just like trading with, different nations or something like that. It's like, we're kind of taking it back to old school using the fucking future, man. And we will absolutely. And to be honest, I think through Rally, I don't actually know if that does work or if there's like cryptocurrency exchanges yet, but like we will, like doing collaborations or just people we like. It's like, obviously if you have PTM coin and to be in our fan club and to be a coin holder, you get a bunch of things, access to a bunch of exclusive things, and you don't have to trade your coin. You have to pay. It's like just holding it will grant you access. And then we'll have like, limited merch drops or something and give the coin access people, first dibs. Or if you use coin, it's cheaper than using dollars. But like, what if, some other artist that creates their own, that we just respect, just be like, you're like, oh, if you use that coin, you get this discount. Or and if they use the coin on that, you get that. And it's just like, you can make a whole nother network. And that's where I hope that we go with it. I don't actually know, because I'm not the smart guy driving this. We've got the rally guys that are more smart. Clearly, I'm just a dipshit, but I'm into.
But you're trying the idea, though. You're trying the idea. That's the important part.
Exactly.
You dove in,
and I really like the whole collaboration aspect of it. And who knows? Things will get together, and then I don't know. It's like, it's just again just different economies and micro economies. Like maybe getting a little more macro, and then there can just be kind of just crypto gangs, and like everybody's like in cahoots with one another, and it's like it's fucking rad, dude. I think
it's also
cool.
like a little secret club. Like if you go to a show and like, hey, I have the coin, you have the coin. That's kind of cool. It's like we're on the same team. And it is kind of nice to have that little community of people that not only support you but that are on board with that little market. I'm wondering how has the response been for some of your fans and people in your community?
It's been rad. Like a lot of people, like there's we've gotten some skeptics, which I'm like, by all means, question everything, especially anything that I say. But I think it's been really cool. It's doing really well, which is rad. I don't know, like went up in value, and I'm like, I don't really know how. It's not like we've technically done much, but like people are like using it and are into it, and a lot of people are interested in it. And I'm still learning about everything about crypto and NFTs and all that stuff, and I just find it fascinating. I just think it's super cool, and it is like just a way that we are moving into kind of a different plane of existence on through technology and stuff. And I have good thoughts and bad thoughts about it, but I'm like, don't forget about the place you are. Don't forget about, your feet on the earth, but like, fuck around in the cloud, and like, let's get weird up there. And I just find it very interesting, but we've gotten great responses from it. And we have a nasty habit of like jumping on a train right when it's like kind of the first car. And we're just like, because I like that shit. And that's the
best time to jump onto a train, though. Honestly, like if you have that habit of doing that, that's the right place to be in, though, in my opinion.
Totally. Yeah. And it's not really because of like making money or anything. It's just like, I like being early. I like finding, I'm interested. Maybe it's a smug little thing where I'm just like, oh, I heard about that band first. So like I'm interested in all of it. I like hearing about it last. I just like, there's a ton of bands that I like didn't get. And I think that like that I didn't get till now, and I'm just getting in. I've got this whole catalog to learn. I'm like, I don't mind being late either, but if I've got a few people I trust, and if somebody's like, hey man, you should look into this, I've got a few people that I trust, I'm just like, okay, I will look into that.
And you did. And smart man. Do you think this is here to stay then? I mean, I know that you said you're probably still skeptical, but you think this is for sure like the future.
Oh yeah. Like I think it's very, very cool. And I think it's empowering. And so when I say I'm skeptical, I'm just like, sometimes it depends on my day. Sometimes I have faith in humanity. Sometimes I don't. But I think this is cool as shit.
Man?
Yeah. But I do think this is cool as shit. And I think, kinks will get worked out. And I think this could be really, really cool. And yeah, like I said, it's about, for us specifically, it's about currency. And I don't want to bash some other artists that have done it poorly or wrong or stuff, but it's like, I'm like, yeah, there's some people that like, there's some shit that just hasn't been done right or been a money grab. And I'm like, nah, fuck that. I'm like, because one of the whole reasons we did this is like, we don't want to take advantage of our fans. I remember this one thing. There was this kid, we used to put out all these like limited editions and we still do to some extent, but like we put out the same record, but just on 5 different colors of vinyl. And this kid who did not make a lot of money, like bought all 5 just to collect them. I'm like, dude, there's like not even any extra tracks or any like, it's just a different color of vinyl. And we stopped after that. It was like, let's just go to black or do one thing. It's like, I feel bad. And even though that kid gets obviously a joy out of like collecting that, I'm like, I felt like we were taking advantage of them. Like, and now I'm like, I want to send that kid shit for free. So I'm like, I want to do things together and I don't want to take advantage. I love our fans. I don't want to take them for granted. I don't want to take advantage of them. And so when I see things like that, it's like, yeah, if I sell a bass, like I don't want some kid to buy it for fucking $5,000 if it's only worth 2. I'm like, no, this is what it's worth. And, you can have it for this. It's like, I don't want to take advantage of that. And so, yeah, this is like kind of putting the power back in their hands. If we do stuff like that, people have a choice. It's just investing in some shit that you believe in. And for some reason, some people believe in us. And I appreciate that. So we'll give them some perks.